7:03 and
Okay, so we'll begin the meeting of the City of Oneonta Planning Commission, April 20th. If we can have a roll, please.
Chair Malcolm, Vice Chair Marino,
Here.
Commissioner Maston, Commissioner Stanton,
Here.
Commissioner Thomas, here. Commissioner Donovan,
Here.
Commissioner Cindy Daniels, here. Councilmember Russo.
Here.
Okay, so we will move into the agenda. First thing is any correspondence?
None.
Anyone petitioning the committee that isn't involved with the item on the agenda? No. So if we could, if everyone's had a chance to review the minutes, I'd ask for a motion to approve the minutes from the March 16th meeting.
So moved.
Thank you.
Second.
So the only thing I see here is new business. The first applicant we have is 5 Apple.
Hold on, we gotta vote.
You can go by acclamation if you
Oh.
want, unless there's an objection to the
Oh.
motion.
Thank you. What?
Yeah, you don't, you were right, you don't need to vote on it.
Unless there's an objection to the motion, you can approve by acclamation.
Can we approve by?
I approve.
Perfect, that's all. Okay. So now we'll move into new business. 5 Apple. Is that either of you?
No,
No.
they are not here.
They are not here. So we'll move into the second applicant, Tau Kappa Epsilon?
Yes,
That's-
Tall Cap Epsilon.
Okay. 61 Elm Street in Oneonta. The applicants wish to occupy this property as a maternity starting June 1st to May 31st. Do you have anything you guys want to say to that?
Yes.
Oh,
Good evening, everyone. My name is Nick Pasco. I'm the president of Tall Cap Epsilon. With me today is our vice president, Brian Grimes. Our fraternity was established in Oneonta in 1949. We have been recognized by Hartwick College since 1993. Over the years, we've developed a strong relationship with VFW in Oneonta. We volunteer there weekly. And later this month, we intend to have a philanthropy event for Otsego County Emergency Housing. So we'll be some donations to them. And lastly, we are seeking the special use permit to help further ourselves as an organization and the impact we can have on the community. Thank you.
so what we need to do is site plan approval and review all the special use permit, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so this is a type 2 action under seeker. So no further action is really required from us.
Right, so basically what this is these special use permits have been in existence, they're just renewals, which is why we basically just determined it's an administrative process. So, yeah.
So we just need a motion to approve the site plan approval and the special use permit. Can we do that in one, or can we do that in one? Okay. Anyone want to make a motion for that?
When whoever makes the motion, there are certain stipulations that are attached to every special use permit. You'll find them in your packet. They get distributed, they're right behind March 16th minutes, and they will get distributed to the permit holders.
Stephen, is there any reason we shouldn't, in your opinion, should hesitate in approving this?
Do you know if Dan Hunter not coming tonight? Your property
so.
manager? Okay.
Were there any police reports over the last year that we should be aware of, Steve?
Not that I'm aware of. Typically what we do is we get a report from the police department that includes any calls or any sort of, but we don't have that with this packet, so I'm gonna say no.
Who usually
Dan
puts
Hunter
them together?
puts these together. There's usually an attached section that'll say like,
Yeah, that's what I was looking for, I don't see anything in there.
Nothing passed in
I guess the next question is, you guys would probably know, have you had any police activity or? Okay.
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, usually this includes not whether anybody's been necessarily being arrested, but if there's lots of phone calls and reports from neighbors about the house, and about events at the house. So,
No, not to our knowledge. no.
I appreciate you saying no, but.
Yeah, I mean,
think
so
you
what-
can appreciate, we would rather have an actual written report on it.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that would be my only question, is there anything, police related? Which we could always, I mean, we can always look up.
Right now.
Can we look that up right now?
If I was at the police department, I guess.
So we're not gonna be able to find that out?
Why don't we take the word for it that they didn't have a police
Great, guys.
report? I'm willing to take their word for it, so there was no action.
I think that makes us look like a bunch of knuckleheads, that we don't have this information,
Okay.
to be honest.
I mean, typically, just trying to see, usually we attach that, so it's one kind of.
They do, the last few years, that's included.
Is it,
We're on the second one, the town.
okay.
The first one, they're not here. We're on
Okay,
the
well,
second
that makes things
applicant.
easier.
Yes.
I guess, you know, the question that I would ask is that part of this SPR, or special use permit review process for fraternities in general, is the police piece? I mean, I guess it kind of is, so.
Yeah.
So I guess if they're missing a component of the, application, then wouldn't we defer approval to the next meeting where they have it, where we have a complete application?
So my question might be, could we, not necessarily approve it, but could we just request that they provide the additional the additional information for next month's meeting, and
Yeah.
then we could review it? Like, they wouldn't necessarily have to attend the meeting.
No, but they would, we would just say that we've officially, we're tabling it, and then, well, until they submit the new application, and when they do, we'll bring it forward.
Well, it's nothing they submit, right?
Yeah.
They don't submit this.
I was gonna say, who's responsible
College?
for
Is
submitting
it Paul?
So typically what happens is the application, the individual that submits the application for the house would include that, there've been no, they typically provide like a police blotter, like, there's been no police activity at the location.
So then, we would, I guess we would request, so then we would essentially be tabling the application to the next month, and then requesting that they submit written certification.
So my other question is, typically you guys have like a walkthrough with like the fire department, has that occurred yet? Cause,
They, Dennis said it's scheduled, but we haven't had that yet. We had an electrician there.
okay.
So then the fire,
So we've been working on scheduling that, so that's kind of why I was surprised that these applications kind of came in, because we typically schedule with the fire and the police department and us, we all do a walkthrough together. So I know those are scheduled for like the next 2 weeks.
so why don't we just table?
So, I mean, I would advise to just table this and say we'll review it next month after we've done all those processes.
Okay,
And then you guys wouldn't have to come back, because I would be there to vouch that they did all those things.
and then aren't we like, well, kind of as in this, not particularly related to this application, but more so to fraternities and sororities in general, are we looking at like figuring out a way to standardize like have a unified review of all of them or something like that, or standardize that process?
So what's happened is this process, the SUP process, exists in the R2 zones. 23 Elm is now in the MU1 zone, where we determined that we were just gonna have like an administrative review of those. So these are all still we're going through this kind of SUP process.
Sounds like an item for the legislative committee agenda.
I mean, I don't know, so like, arguably, sorry, this is like a philosophical moment here, but arguably, you can almost say like, could a fraternity apply in an R2 zone to get an SUP? Like, could I just open a fraternity? Because they're theoretically, special use permit is allowed in the R2 zone for these fraternities.
Well, and also, the SUP also, by nature, is deemed consistent with this community character, provided that it meets the criterion to getting the permit.
Right.
So that's kind of another thing for the city, as they examine the zoning code to look over, is that, it's kind of, we have this administrative review process in the center of the city. It's one of the strongest neighborhoods, but then in R2, also another strong neighborhood just adjacent to it. You have this different review process. you know, that is more, you know, that is lengthier, it's different.
Yeah, so I mean, for right now, like, what I would recommend you do is just table these two applications. They were put forward by the same, so Dan Hunter is the property manager for each of these, properties. I'm sure he put these you guys did your part of it, and then Dan probably took it from you and filed the paperwork with the city.
Yep.
Yeah, so Dan, I think, probably preemptively filed his paperwork, because I know that we haven't done these fire and police inspections yet. So I think Dan probably put these in preemptively. I mean, these guys did what they're supposed to do, they filed their applications, whatnot. But I would recommend you table it.
Go ahead, Dave.
I would also argue, because I don't agree with them not coming back. I think they should come back, because based on what comes back to us with those reports, or the police report, and I hope there's nothing in the police report, but if there is, we want to be able to ask you questions, and I'm sure you want to be able to answer those questions. So I think it would be a mistake not to say you guys just go off on your way. I think you want to be able to answer anything that may come up. So,
But you're under the impression that you didn't have the police at your house?
Not even as much of a phone call.
Yeah. Okay.
It's going to be up to them, really, right? If they-
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, you could just, I mean,
If they don't come to represent themselves, then they're not going to represent
Yeah.
themselves.
yeah, I would recommend that. I'd recommend you come.
So I think, you know, I think following Councilman Risberger's recommendation would be why, you know, why is, you don't technically have to, but we'd recommend that you do.
when are you guys done with your semester?
We graduate, well, he graduates, May 21st.
Okay,
So that
that'd be like the week before?
Yeah, her meeting's the 18th.
Ooh,
Yeah.
May 18th.
it'll be a good,
We'll be here.
Well, usually
Yes.
these meetings are in May, when we do the approval.
Yep.
yeah, so,
Yeah, I just,
Yeah,
so.
so it shouldn't be a problem.
I was a young man once.
We're all
Yeah,
there.
we're all young.
All right, so, I think we're ready for a motion to table, Talcott Epsilon's application pending the, code, police and fire department's joint walkthrough.
Do you wanna just table both of them, because they're both
Yeah,
in the
we can
exact
just
same
table
spot?
both. So, okay, I'll amend my, request for motion. Why don't we just have a motion to table both applications pending, a walkthrough by the city police, fire, and code enforcement department.
So moved.
Motion made by Commissioner Dagan, and a second.
Second.
Seconded by Vice Chair Marino. Any further discussion? Hearing none, clerk, please call the roll.
Chair Lappin,
Yes.
Vice Chair Marino,
Yes.
Commissioner Stanton,
Yes.
Commissioner Thomas,
Yes.
Commissioner Dagan,
Yes.
Commissioner Sangetti Daniels.
Yes.
Passes.
Well, thank you very much, guys.
Is this the right spot I've been going to go?
I
I was searching the whole building.
was just texting Ryan Swan right now. He said you were coming down.
You and Mike have
Yeah,
decided.
if I can decide.
Oh, well, we just got to, so we,
Not any fault of you, nothing.
no, not because you haven't been here, but we wanted to wait on making a decision until they do the joint code, fire and police department walkthrough in a couple weeks.
Okay.
So we want to make sure we have all the information in front of us before.
Dan Hunter pre,
He filed it early, he filed the site plan application, or special use permit application with us early, so
Yeah.
he wanted to get ahead of the ball, but
yeah.
by getting ahead of the ball, he got a little bit too ahead of himself.
All right.
So you need to come back here in May.
Yeah, come back
In May?
Yeah.
When are you graduating? Same week, right? Same week as Harvick this year?
Yeah, graduating next year, next spring, or, yeah.
But when's your semester over?
Like this semester? Like, May 14th, I believe,
Ooh, okay.
So make sure you stick around a couple of days.
Our meeting's May 18th.
18th?
Yeah.
Okay.
It doesn't have to be you, it could be anyone.
It could be anyone.
Or even Dan Hunter, theoretically.
You could be, yeah, make sure you have someone here.
Okay, so I'm good to go right now? or-
Yeah, you go. No, I'm gonna keep you here.
Okay, thank you guys.
Actually, Connor, could you wait a couple minutes?
Yeah,
All right. I'd like to talk to you before you leave.
yeah.
18th is the last day of finals week, so
Okay.
you got a final on the 18th.
You got a final on the 18th, better say.
All right.
Actually, I don't care, you're not studying.
Look at somebody.
No, I can talk to you, but I can go home if you guys need anything else.
Do you have a question?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, sure.
How could we ensure that you all receive a proper police report?
So I go through my office, I'll get hold of Dan tomorrow.
Okay, so.
I should have got hold of Dan today, but I was pretty busy.
Yeah, they can, the city staff will handle that for you guys.
Okay.
Maybe it's just
Yeah,
a
you
matter-
did your part, I gotta get hold of Dan.
It's just a matter of them pulling up the appropriate records and submitting them to us. You guys are all good. We appreciate, your attentiveness to the matter.
Of course.
Thanks for coming.
Charles, it was a pleasure being here.
You can tell everyone. So-
Yeah. If you keep saying it's part of the meeting, you might not want the permission when you say it.
Have a good one.
All right, I guess is there any new business? Okay, well, record timing, I just came and could leave it. I do have a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Motion made by Vice Chair Marino, seconded by Commissioner Diamond. I guess he needs to, all those in favor say aye.